The story begins in the 1930s, during the time of British colonial rule. A young British officer named John Truscott travels from England to a remote village in Sarawak, Malaysia. He is sent there by the colonial government to educate, westernize, and bring British rules to the local Iban people. This is part of the British plan to civilize native tribes by training them and making them follow Western ways. John has never been to such a place before, and he has no idea how deeply this journey will change his life. To receive John, a local man named Belansai arrives, who knows the local language and a little English. He takes John to the district officer Henry, who handles everything there on behalf of the British government. Henry asks John why he chose this place when he had many other options. John explains that his father used to work here long ago, and he wants to become like him. But now, his father is no longer alive, and even his mother passed away 2 years ago. Henry then brings John to his house and tells him that the next day he will have to go live among the villagers because he needs to learn their language, and there are some traditional rules here that he must follow as well. The next day, Belansai takes John to the villagers in a small boat. There, they hold a small welcome ceremony where John meets the village chief, who is also Belansai's father. As a part of their hospitality, they offer John a local drink. John refuses at first, but Belansai explains that refusing this drink is considered disrespectful, so John drinks it. A cultural program begins where a girl named Selima comes and dances in front of everyone. She is very beautiful, and John keeps staring at her. After her performance, the villagers ask John to do something, so he recites an English poem, but no one understands, and everyone gets bored. Seeing this, John starts dancing with Belansai in an English style, and the crowd bursts into laughter. When everything is over, Selima gently puts a garland on John in front of everyone. John finds this a bit strange, but says nothing. Later, when everyone leaves to sleep, the drink starts affecting John badly, and he feels drunk and sick. While walking outside, he sees some people carrying a chopped human head, which scares and confuses him. The next morning, John tells Henry that he doesn't understand what's happening here. Henry explains that the villagers have permission to kill Chinese intruders, and many things here will be difficult for John to understand, so he should just focus on the job he came for. At that moment, Selima arrives, and Henry tells John that from now on, she will stay with him and help him learn the language. She will live with him like a wife, and intimacy is also allowed. John is shocked. Henry tells him that this tradition is called a sleeping dictionary. Selima can speak English. Her mother was also a sleeping dictionary, and Selima herself agreed to stay with John. John says he will not go near her, but Henry gets angry and says that this is their culture. Selima has agreed, and John must follow it. That night, we see John and Selima in an old house with a cook who prepares food for them. Selima tries to come close to John, but John explains that in his country such things do not happen, and he considers it wrong. Selima looks at him for a moment, says, "Okay," and goes to sleep. The next day, Belansai brings a bag and tells John that a fight happened last night and he brought some Chinese heads. Everyone laughs because they were actually teasing John. The bag only had an animal's head. When John returns home, he finds that the cook has brought a young boy for him, thinking John likes boys because he doesn't go near Selima. John gets angry and shouts at everyone, even scolding Selima, saying he doesn't want anyone. Selima gets hurt and angry and plans to leave the next morning. The cook tells John that if Selima leaves, the villagers will make fun of her. They will say that John thinks she is ugly, and that is why he did not stay with her. John feels bad after hearing this. John stops Selima and tells her that she is beautiful, but his belief says these kinds of relations are wrong, and they can still stay as friends. Selima, who has already started liking John, stays silent and goes inside. That night, Selima again tries to talk to him and says that if he never gets close to her, he will not know anything when he gets married. John laughs and says he will take classes for that. He asks why she chose him, and Selima softly replies that he is shy and different from everyone else. The next day, John challenges Belansai to hold their breath underwater. Belansai says he is the champion, and John cannot win. They both go underwater, and all the villagers gather to see the contest. After some time, Belansai comes out of the water breathing heavily, but John stays inside for a long time and wins. Everyone is shocked. Then John shows Belansai an oxygen cylinder he hid, saying, "This lets you breathe underwater." The villagers had never seen such a thing, so they are amazed, and Selima gains even more respect for John. That night, Selima teaches John the names of body parts in the local language, touching him gently as she teaches. Slowly, both of them feel something, and John finally lets out the emotions he had been holding back. They become romantic and kiss each other. John came here to learn the language, but Selima teaches him far more than that. She is happy, knowing he is a good-hearted man. One night, Selima wakes to leave the bed, and John asks why she always leaves. Selima explains that in their rule, if a man and woman wake up in the same bed for 5 mornings, they become engaged. But John does not want that, so she always leaves. One day, Henry invites John to his house for dinner. His daughter Cecile, who has just come back from England after her studies, is also there. During dinner, Cecile says that in the past, there was a strange custom where officers were given local girls to teach them the language, and sometimes feelings would grow between them. Henry says this custom still exists, but officers should treat it like work and control their emotions. John says that some feelings cannot be controlled, like the ones he has for Selima. Henry does not like this and warns John that he could get into trouble. That night, John returns and Selima wears a beautiful dress. They kiss and get close. John now feels real love for Selima, not just attraction. He has no idea how much trouble this love will bring. The next day, John and Cecile go to explore the area because Cecile is new and wants to study the place. They talk a lot and observe many village behaviors. Cecile also takes pictures of the villagers and of Selima, but Selima dislikes it and asks John to stop her. John does not say anything to Cecile. At the riverbank, some people arrive in a half-dead state and die in front of them. They seem poisoned and came from the south. John decides to find out the truth and plans to go there with Balance and Selima. Meanwhile, Henry's wife Aggie comes to John and suggests he should marry Cecile since both are well educated. John stays silent, and Aggie says he should think quickly, or the chance will be gone. The next day, John, Selima, and Balance travel by boat to the small village to find out why the people are dying. When they arrive, only a few people remain, and they are getting sicker one by one. While John is checking the place, someone suddenly shoots at them from the woods. They quickly take cover, and after the shooter runs away, John and Balance decide to follow him. After following him for some distance, they find something terrible. A group of Englishmen are secretly digging for silver in the area. They are doing this illegally and want to clear the land so no one will bother their work. To make this happen, they are putting poison in the rice the Yakata people eat. The Englishmen know the Yakata do not grow their own rice, so they trade poisoned rice to them, and the villagers die slowly. John gets angry and goes back to the village right away. There, Selima suddenly becomes sick because she also ate the poisoned rice. The Yakata people surround John and his group, thinking they brought the sickness, but Selima tells them in their own language that John came to help them and make them better. John then tells the Yakata people that their rice has poison, and those men from outside are trying to kill them so they can take the silver from their land. After they hear this, the villagers understand the truth. John orders them to grab their weapons and stop those men before more Yakata people die. The villagers prepare and move out to confront the outsiders. The Yakata people move quietly through the trees and attack the outsiders. The outsiders are shocked and cannot fight back. The villagers kill all of them using their poison arrows and darts, ending the danger for good. John then tells Selima all the feelings he has for her, making her happy, but she knows their relationship will never be accepted. John says not to worry, he will handle everything. Next morning, John tells Henry that he loves Selima and wants to marry her. Henry gets furious, saying this goes against their culture and the villagers will kill them. Aggie tells John that Selima is just a sleeping dictionary and he should forget her. Henry orders John to go back to England and marry Cecile, or he will arrest him. Balance takes Selima aside and tells her in private that if she refuses to marry him, the English government will arrest John for killing the illegal white silver miners. He warns that they will execute John for that, and they may also kill him for helping John. She refuses, so they lock her up. John refuses to obey Henry and goes to see Selima. Selima cries and says their relationship will never be accepted and asks John to go. John tries to save her, but many people come and stop him. Henry says John must follow his senior's orders. John has no choice. A year later, the story moves to England where John marries Cecile. She knows about Selima and John's past, but she does not care. John still remembers Selima, but he spends time with Cecile and hides his feelings. Months later, John returns to Sarawak with Cecile. Everyone welcomes them. That night, while they watch a film, John keeps looking for Selima. Cecile tries to get close to John in their room, but stops and mentions Selima. She says she heard Selima is now married and has a child, and is very happy. Cecile says John should forget her and move on. The next day, John goes to the old house, but now another officer, Neville, is living there with his own sleeping dictionary. Neville has beaten the girl badly, which makes John very angry. John goes close to the girl and speaks something to her in the Ibon language. Neville becomes nervous and asks John, "What did you just say to her?" John answers calmly, "I told her that if you ever do that again, she should wait until you fall asleep, and then cut off your testicles with a kitchen knife." And that John, as his senior, knows how things work here. Neville becomes scared because he knows the villagers can actually do such things if pushed too far. Another day, John sees Selima at the river with her son. The boy has light skin, but Balance is dark-skinned. John immediately understands that the boy is his son. At night, John secretly meets Selima and sees his son closely. Selima gets scared that if anyone sees them together, they will kill them. John meets them again the next day and spends time with his son. Balance finds out and attacks John at night. John survives, but the situation becomes very serious. Henry becomes angry and says Balance must be killed, and John must stop meeting Selima. John asks Henry if he would do the same if Selima were his daughter. Henry becomes emotional and reveals a big secret. Selima is actually his daughter. Her mother was Henry's sleeping dictionary, but Henry could never accept Selima because of his wife. The next day, Balance is caught and presented before everyone. He confesses that he tried to kill John. The decision is that Balance will be hanged, but John does not want this. After the people leave, John secretly frees Balance at night and tells him to run away. Selima arrives, and after Balance leaves, John tells her he still wants her and wants to run away with her and their son the next day. Selima agrees and says she will wait. The next morning, Cecile tells John she is pregnant. John becomes confused, not knowing what to do. She lightens the moment and says she is truly happy for John and Selima. Meanwhile, Aggie and Neville talk to Selima and tell her she must become Neville's sleeping dictionary, because Neville's first one is refusing him. Selima is forced to go with Neville. That night, Neville starts forcing himself on her, but Selima and the cook cleverly hit Neville and knock him unconscious. With the cook's help, Selima escapes. John writes a letter to Selima saying he can no longer come to her. Cecile reads it and understands everything. She does not get angry and says she knows John still loves Selima. She says she does not want him to live an unhappy life, so he should go to Selima and not worry about her. She promises she will not tell anyone. John feels terrible, but Cecile insists he should go. John says goodbye to Cecile and runs to find Selima. He reaches the river, but the boat has already left. The cook tells him Selima did not take the boat. She walked toward another settlement and will meet him there. Selima reaches the boat, but does not find John and becomes sad. She then continues by river path toward the settlement. Henry meets her on the way. He knows where she is going. Instead of stopping her, he gives her his gun for safety. Selima has already read his diary and knows that Henry is her father. Henry hugs her and sends her on her way. Aggie finds out Henry let them escape. She cannot say much to Henry, but tells Neville to go and kill John and Selima. John reaches the settlement and meets Selima. They hug each other. Suddenly, Neville arrives with a gun and forces them to put handcuffs on themselves. Then he comes to Selima and starts doing wrong things to her in front of John. John somehow manages to free himself and fights Neville, but he becomes weak. Selima shoots Neville, but the gun had only one bullet. Neville gets ready to shoot Selima, but at that moment, villagers arrive and kill Neville with arrows. In the final scene, John decides to live there forever with his family. Selima says if he stays, he will be cut off from the outside world. John smiles and says he doesn't want to go anywhere. His world is here with her and the villagers. They both happily dance, and with this, the story ends. So, friends, I hope you like this story very much, and if you are watching our channel for the first time, then please like the video and subscribe to the channel.